Alright, we're back again. More interruptions. Okay, so now we're doing the this camera a little closer. So now I'm using the bottoming out tap in here. So let's get the threads all the way to the bottom of the hole. Cut quite a bit. Big chunks of metal that came out. Okay, go ahead and put this in one more time. Make sure it's bottomed out all the way in there. Full turn. Turn and a half more. Let's see how deep are we here. Okay, got a good ½ inch showing, probably 5/8 showing threads. Give me a good reference to how deep it is. So we got about 5/8 for our thread showing, so about that much. Whoop, get up here high enough. So that means we got that many threads, which is pretty good distance. So we'll pull out one of our long helicoils here. It looks like we'll have enough thread there to do that. So we should have enough length to go in full depth. Alright, so we get all that cut out of there now. Let's see what the hole looks like. It's going to be a little light on the thread on the bottom, but you can see it moved down quite a bit. It cleaned up those threads pretty good. So I don't know if you can see in there, these threads are really in there, but they're in there pretty far. So, alright, so they look pretty good. So we're going to put the helicoil in there fairly deep. We know the first quite a bit of thread here is bad on the bottom corner. First 3 threads don't really hit very much at all. So I'm going to go ahead and install a coil in there. So we got a helicoil winder like we used on those pandas we just did a little while ago. So just winds it all up. And you go through the hole. And it comes out the other end here. So now you stick it right inside of there. Why do they call this a winding tool? Okay, so that's in there pretty good. Let's take a look at it. So the tank should be up here toward the top. When you're about that far, looks pretty good. So if you had the tank down here, it wouldn't do much. The tank should have ended up here at the top, so that's something to dig into. And we should be in there at least a turn in, so we should be good. So that should be a good depth. Now I could probably go in a whole another turn in there if I wanted to, but with this much helicoil, I think we're okay. A little knocker tool here to knock the pin off. I had quite a bit to go on the inside. I can definitely go on one more turn. So I'm going to make sure that tang comes out now. It went that way, I saw it. So that hole should be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and tap up these other ones here because they have a bunch of helicoil and other stuff in them. So let's just go ahead and clean those up. Make sure they're good. there. This is the one I had to heat up real bad. Get it out. Well, all these I had to heat up to get the Loctite off of them. So. That was in there good. Dripping oil on top of my air gun here. This is still dripping oil. Okay, clean that one up. I'm going to put new studs in these, all 4 of these locations, so we don't have this problem again. I want to spend another 6 hours of time fixing this damn thing. And fix all the holes one time right now. Okay. Okay. All right, so we got all new holes there. These are all cleaned up. That one's a new one. Let's see if a bolt will fit in the hole now. Grab a bolt. There's a bolt. So, goes in there about that far. So I went in there about a ½ inch, 5/8 of an inch deep. And it got kind of tight. That one a little bit deeper. And about that deep, so almost 3/4 of an inch in. About the same, about 3/4. So it gives you an idea of how much length we need to go in. And this one here should go in way deep. It sucked it all up. Because it's threaded all the way to the inside. So that took the whole thing. So this one can go real deep. Which is good because that's the bad thread. So we'll go in there deeper, make sure it's got good area to seal in. Alright, so there's our bolt check. So we know we're good. Alright, so now I can make a decision on what we're going to do on the repair. Do you want the heat treated set screws in there like was in there, which are a major pain in the ass to get out? Do we take a bunch of bolts and cut the ends off? Like that, cut the thing off and just use that much to the stud. Pretty short. At least these you can drill out easier. Or, I found a piece of all thread. So this is a grade soft. It's only grade 2. Not very strong, but strong enough for this application. So I can cut these off fairly long and stick them in there. Now, we don't know how deep it goes onto these nuts, so let's go ahead and thread a couple of those on there and see how far these go on. I tapped up all of these out, so we know what they are right now. So this is a maximum dimension we can run here. So we got an inch. So I'll grab another one, check another one, see if there's any difference in these. So we got about 3/4 of an inch in here. We got an inch over here. That's an 1 3/4. We can be length max. We don't want to be maximum length. We don't need to be that long. So not quite an inch, but pretty close to it. Okay, so we're basically 1 5/8 to 1 3/4 is the length of what we got to work with. This here is probably 1.5 inches overall length, which is plenty of length, I think. So I think I'll do, I'll take these and cut them off like this. Now this one could be longer because it goes in deeper. So we'll make that one longer yet on that one. So I'm going to take this all thread and cut these off and cut them and make them. And that way we can have something that can be replaceable when it breaks again. So we don't have to go through all this hassle. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to go ahead and gather up some tools here and go over there and do that. The only tools I'm bringing is the all thread in my hand. We have tools over here. And I had to drill that set screw out when it was out of that block, and it killed that drill. It was squealing like a pig. It was not happy. So it killed another drill, I'm sure. Okay, tripod setup time. Alright, see what this drill looks like. I'm sure it's not a happy camper. It was definitely squealing like a pig. There you go. See, it kind of killed the tip there a little bit. This was a garbage drill I just went and did a quickie grind on. And you can see it needs to be ground again because it wasn't happy. It did do the job, but it was not happy about it. It was protesting the whole time. Okay, so here is our all thread. So we're going to go ahead and put this in the lathe. With any luck, I'll be able to tighten it down. It's on the upper limit of my lathe capacity for my 6-jaw chuck. It's good for about 3/8, 5/16. It's kind of limited application. Okay, looks like it's going to hold on to it. So, it comes out the other end of the lathe out the back side there. So this wobbles around when you start it up. You don't want to be standing near it because I can whip sideways, turn 90 degrees, and start slopping like this. Okay. If you're anywhere near it, it won't rip your arm off, but it'll definitely screw it up pretty good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and deburr the thread right now a little bit. Okay. This is the length we want. So need more length than what we got. Get our trusty dandy hacksaw blade, hacksaw up here. Weapon of choice around here, manual labor. So we're going to manually cut this. We're going to lay this on the edge here so we know where we're at. And yeah, I'll go right until I move my hand. Right there. Hey, it fell off. Pull that one out a little bit. File the end of it off. And repeat. There's the one that cut off. There's our length. So now we got a soft stud to use instead of a hard one. And to put this on there, I don't have a set screw to tighten it with, so I'll put 2 nuts on here, double nut it, screw it in that way. And we got enough length out here, 2 nuts will be fine. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, we'll be back.